It begins. 11 days of inductions begins right here. We're very excited about it, and I need a lot of noise and a round of applause because they are back in Cleveland every 3 years like we promised. In the coming days, we're going to celebrate these inductions like we never have before, and we're going to start this Friday with a concert over at Beachland Ballroom of Bootsy Collins and Bernie Worrell, both inductees. I urge all of you to go. Tickets are still available. We're going to have a DJ show here behind us on Saturday night, and if you don't know, the new rock stars in the world are these guys. Their instruments are turntables, and we have one right here from Cleveland who went to Case. He's an engineer. His name is Girl Talk, and this show is sold out. We're very excited about that. We're going to open our library and archives on Monday officially, and that's a wonderful, wonderful facility. It's free for the public, and if you want to participate, there are still tickets and seats available for the opening of the library and the panels, and it'll include one of my good friends, Lenny Kay, who is Patti Smith's guitarist. I urge you to come over, and you'll get a good sense of what we do over there at Tri-C. Thankfully to Dr. Jerry Sue Thornton, who made that happen. The Rock My Soul Gospel Tribute is Tuesday night. Boy, am I excited about that. We're going to go to church. We're paying tribute to Kirk Franklin. That's sort of like when MC Hammer met, I don't know, something else. But it's going to be a great night. We also have Fred Hammond. We have Donnie McClurkin. That's at Playhouse Square with our partners over there. And I should tell you that all three of these first days of the week, we're doing some fabulous educational programs coming out of the Rock Hall like we do every year and every day. So pay attention to those. On Wednesday, we have the grand opening of our great new exhibit, the Grateful Dead exhibit, Long Strange Journey, and we're opening it up with one of our inductees of the dead, Mickey Hart and his band playing. I urge you to come down Thursday when the exhibit's open. On Thursday we have the free concert for the city. Now, if you folks don't remember, and I'm going to introduce the guy that's really responsible for getting this done in many ways, that so many folks in Cleveland have made this possible for us to bring this back here and be able to afford it. And part of that is trying to give back to the city. So we have so many free events like the free gospel show, and Thursday night the free show at the Q. There will be more tickets available for that Thursday. We have Kid Cudi, our hip-hop star right here from Cleveland. We have George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, inductees, and we're just announcing a great new act, Kids These Days, which you have to see to believe, which combines funk, hip-hop, and straight-ahead rock and roll. I urge you to be there. There are tickets available. On Friday, we have the VIP party at the museum to thank all of our sponsors and others. And on Thursday night, we also have there's a after-hours show down at the Fortress presented by our friends, including Arnold Hines. They also have a show Saturday night at the Supper Club as a tribute to the Beastie Boys. Then, of course, on Saturday, we have a free day at the museum, so everybody's welcome to that. We're opening early at 9 o'clock. And also that night, of course, we're going to throw down right here behind us. We're going to have the inductions back here in Cleveland. I'm tired already, but I promise you, none of us are going to sleep till after the 14th. It's a very, very exciting time for Cleveland. We're so proud to be bringing this back. Now, these induction events would not be possible without a number of folks, and forgive me because I do have to read these names so I remember them all. First of all, Mayor Jackson, the City of Cleveland, and Cleveland City Council. Governor Kasich, Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor in the state of Ohio, including our good friend Amir Elan, who's here from the Ohio Travel and Tourism Bureau. Positively Cleveland, represented by Dave Gilbert over here behind me. Horseshoe Casino, Marcus Glover. Forest City Enterprises, PNC Bank, Republic Steel, the Cleveland Foundation, Medical Mutual, the John P. Murphy Foundation, the George Gunn Foundation, Cuyahoga Arts and Culture, Downtown Cleveland Alliance, and the Coolest Foundation. Without this support, and I mean without all these parties involved, this would not be possible. Now here, to help me open up the ceremonies, is a woman whose support was key to bringing the inductions back to Ohio. Please help me welcome Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor.
Oh, we don't want to litter. Thank you so much. I'll tell you what, I have lived in Northeast Ohio my entire life. I remembered the sunglasses, but the sun was deceiving. It's a little bit cold out here today. but it is great to be back in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been traveling this last year all over the state talking to kids and talking to adults about the American dream. And so I thought I would talk a little bit about that today. You might be asking yourself, well, what does the American dream have to do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And quite simply, I think it's very appropriate. The American dream is working hard in our country and achieving whatever it is you can dream. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame celebrates thousands of Americans who have said, you know what, I love music, I'm really good at this, this is my passion, I'm going to work really hard, and I'm going to be the best in my industry. So we're going to celebrate this week and celebrate anytime that you visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame people who worked hard to achieve their dream. They dreamed big and they worked hard enough to achieve their dream. So I do think that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame represents the best of the American dream. I am pleased to be back in Cleveland with Mayor Jackson. I know he's worked so hard for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and to bring so much development and activity to downtown Cleveland, and it certainly is paying off. But tourism in Ohio is important. It's an important industry. In fact, it's a $38 billion industry. And you probably know that because we have so much of it to celebrate right here in Cleveland with the Rock Hall and the museums, and of course we're looking over here at the football stadium. But it is an important part of making Ohio a great state. People come to Ohio to visit our great attractions, but we want those people to stay in Ohio and to build their future right here. Ohio is a great place to live, to work, and to raise a family, and it takes all of the amenities that we see right here in downtown Cleveland and across the state of Ohio that is part of our tourism industry that makes this state such a great state. So I'm really pleased to be a partner with the Mayor of Cleveland, with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, with Positively Cleveland, the Downtown Cleveland Alliance, and of course the state of Ohio, all working together to make sure that we could celebrate all week long in the induction ceremonies at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, capping off obviously with the induction. But also a group of people have worked really hard to make sure that the induction ceremonies were held in Cleveland every 3 years. And I know some of you are in the audience today. So congratulations to all of you that worked so hard to make sure that Cleveland continues to be a great city for music. So I look forward to seeing all of you at many of the great events and activities that we'll all have the opportunity to experience for the next week. And I just thank you for inviting me to be a part of it. And congratulations and thank you to the city of Cleveland for making Ohio a great place to live, to work, and to raise our families.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. And I now get the honor to introduce a gentleman who I truly can't emphasize enough, whose insight and vision really led us to bring this back here to Cleveland every 3 years. A gentleman who started talking to me soon after he took office and asked me what would it take to get the inductions back here on a regular basis. And you really have to give this guy his due and his credit. He made it happen, and we're so proud to be partners with the city of Cleveland. Please welcome the Honorable Mayor Frank Jackson.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You know, I want to thank you, Terry, for the introduction, and welcome to Cleveland, Madam Lieutenant Governor. You know, everywhere I go, whether it's in the United States or some other country, they always recognize Cleveland with three things: the Cleveland Clinic, Cleveland Orchestra, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. And many times, it's the museum that leads it off. And having the induction ceremony here every 3 years is really good for us because it gives us the time to plan to have some real quality time with the induction. As Terry said, is a week-long event culminating in the induction ceremony. A lot of it's free, which really gives us the opportunity to include the public into the ceremony where other places that would not occur. When you look at the economic impact, Terry told me last year they estimated $13 million of economic impact. This year they're anticipating $20 million in economic impact. Each year there are probably 500,000 visitors to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. All of this around one institution that has become part of the American culture, and it happened in Cleveland. And it will give Cleveland the kind of national and international exposure that we could never pay for, to put Cleveland in the right light, to showcase Cleveland as a great city and a great place to be, to invest, live, work, play, and raise your family and do business. So I want to thank all those people who made it possible, and particularly Terry Stewart and his board at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. Thank you.
I'd like to bring up another one of our partners in almost everything we do. That's Positively Cleveland. Please welcome Dave Gilbert.
Thanks, Terry, very much. I think what's great about the inductions is that this is much more than just a night for a star-studded event for Cleveland. I really give Bill and the board and Terry and the staff a lot of credit for having the vision to make this a much larger, much broader event for the community and for additional economic impact and the ability to really show off our community to a lot of visitors. Certainly no secret that this event will draw thousands of visitors to Cleveland. In fact, when it was here in 2009, we know that 73% of the visitors to the Rock Hall induction activities came from out of the county, 41% were from out of state, and in fact 25% of people who came to town to witness and be a part of the Rock Hall week didn't even go to any of the official events. They just wanted to be here and be a part of it. That shows what a very powerful event this is for the community. On average, every one of those people spent $668 in our community, at our restaurants, with our hotels, with airlines, with retail, and that, as the mayor mentioned, put $13 million into the pocket of this community. In addition to that, and this was in 2009, we expect much more, over $20 million in media around the world was generated for Cleveland about the inductions. And I can tell you that as an organization, we truly value our partnership with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It means a great deal to us, and we've really had a great pleasure of working with the staff at the Rock Hall for months to try and make sure that we maximize the impact of this to bring in visitors to our community. We're bringing in, during the Rock Hall week, over 24 top prospects, meeting and convention planners, over a dozen national media to show them Cleveland. I think what that means is that not only will we have this huge infusion based on the week of the Rock Hall inductions, but the residuals are going to live for a lot longer for our community. So again, just a huge thank you. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a tremendous part of our brand for this community, and it really is a center for what we promote in terms of the travel and tourism economy of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County, and we look forward to much more in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. I need to bring a bunch of folks up here behind me for moral support and to give them credit. If you folks would step up here now, if you would, please. All of you, please, right behind me. Come on, come on. First of all, among others, please welcome the other guy who had the insight and the vision to really pull off these inductions and help us fund them. Please give Bill Riley, the chairman of our board of the Rock Hall, a big round of applause. He's right back here. Also, Joe Marinucci, one of our other partners, Downtown Cleveland Alliance. Joe, where are you? Behind me? Yeah, there. Thank you. And you know, we had this idea back around 2000. We originally were going to take it up 9th Street, and I mean by that the idea of the Walk of Fame. And so now we're here today to make it a reality. I also have to thank one other person, Chief Valerie McCall, for helping us really pull this together over the recent weeks and expedite it and get it done. That was very important to see the results that we have here today. And the concept is to have these plaques and really connect all the downtown areas and highlight once more that Cleveland is the rock and roll capital of the world. We think that's very important to remind folks when they're uptown, not just when they're down on the lake. You can see from the construction on the street that we're not quite done. We have 14 plaques in place. The rest will be done by the end of the week. We're very excited about having these done, and we managed to accomplish that through the great support of our board of directors. And in future years, there are 270 more plaques that have to be installed. And these will be, again, connectors to all the different wonderful parts of downtown. And these other plaques will be funded by an auction which will start in the near term. And the net proceeds from that auction, after we finish paying for the plaques, will go into a sinking fund that will allow us to finance the inductions in the future. And that's one of the commitments that we made to Mayor Frank Jackson and the city when we started this whole process. I want to thank all the people that helped us get these initial plaques in the ground, as I say, particularly our board of directors. And I also have to thank some folks behind me. Bill Nottingham, who's back there somewhere. Bill, raise your hand. Bill helped us get this done, as well as Nottingham Spurk, who are represented by the two principals back here. Thank you very much for making this expedited and got it done for us. Also have to thank the construction company, Albert M. Higley, who made this happen in an incredibly short amount of time, and somebody who prayed for the right weather, because we had to get this done over the last 2 days, and that was really remarkable. So I need a minute now as we get ready to get our friends in place. If you'll give us a second out here on the street. Our ambassadors in place yet? Yes. The question is, can you go to the sun? Yes. I have to stay at the mic so I can. the mayor's correct. Yes. Go to the sun. I'll be there in a second. Todd, tell me when we're ready, okay? How are we doing?
You ready, Mike?
Folks, what you're in front of you are the great Downtown Cleveland Alliance ambassadors whom we've all come to know and love. They've made a big difference in downtown Cleveland, and they're an integral part of this city and the tourist industry that we support. And now it's my honor and my pleasure to say, ladies and gentlemen, please show us the plaques. Thank you all for coming. Please join us in the coming days to all the induction ceremonies.
Oh, sorry.